Looking at here today is I have re-engined a 2-stroke strimmer with a 4-stroke engine off of AliExpress. So what you've got here is you've got 4 bolts here that remove, and you measure the distance across here and the size of the clutch inside, and if that matches, you can fit this engine. There's then power attachments up here, which will connect the cut-off switch, and then the throttle, which is here, which is actually, in fact, these are all standard parts. This one happens to be the SGS strimmer. Not that it particularly matters because other strimmers are available, but there was a safety recall on these. Not this particular one. My one just burnt out, arguably prematurely, but these caught fire. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you just throw this in the bin, or do you put a new engine on it? Now for me, this strimmer with strimming head and a couple of attachments, like for example hedge cutting, came into just a shade over £100, and this replacement engine was £70. So the question really is should I just junk the lot and start it again, or will this engine do the job? So what I've done so far is I've run 1 tank of fuel through it. As others have said, it did get quite warm, the engine, but I didn't have any form of running difficulties with it. I'm going to drain the oil today, and we're going to see if there's any unpleasant chunks or swarf that are in the engine that would perhaps indicate poor manufacturing. Right, so the oil is here. So we're just going to remove this here. Now, what is quite interesting with this oil is it's already taken quite a significant amount of colour. I will just bring you guys in. I'll carry on tipping this over. And this amount of colour is just from one cycle of the fuel tank. I'm just looking for any form. I hold the thing up to the camera here. Can't see any obvious metal chunks, but I'm quite surprised at how much contamination has already got into that oil with just one tank of fuel running through it. Right, so here you can see I have refilled the oil. I didn't record this because I think you'd have just got lots of pictures of my back as I was filling that system up. So I was a bit surprised by the colour of the oil, considering the runtime. So that does suggest that there is a lot of combustion products getting passed into the oil. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I will monitor that in a couple more tanks' time and see what it looks like. It may well just be that the engine's just breaking in. So the next thing I just wanted to show is the engine starting and its sound characteristics. So I shall enable fresh air mode by opening the door, pump the fuel in, turn it on. And that was the start without clutch, or sorry, without choke. don't particularly think the coat's needed in this weather, but I'll put it on. And now taking it off. Until there's active pumping of the fuel there through the system. So in terms of specification, the original engine was listed as 1.5 horsepower. This one is listed at 1.3. It's a 35cc. The original was 50cc. There is a 50cc version of this available online, but I don't know, with the way I'm using it, I actually found that maybe it was two-stroke, but the original engine was perhaps a little bit too abrupt for what I wanted, and I like the extra controllability of a bit less power on the throttle. And I'll say with the strimmer, I think I prefer this engine, but with the hedge cutting adaptation, it's perhaps missing that little fraction of power. But in terms of, you know, expenditure versus result, there was no difference in the way that work was completed. I would say that the fuel consumption, certainly on the first tank, I would say broadly similar to the two-stroke. Actually, it's really hard to tell, but I got a good long period of running out of it. The only thing that did happen on the first tank was that the fuel cover came loose, which I've never had that happen before on the two-stroke one. So it may well have been me not tightening it up fully. But apart from that's the only real issue I had. So I would say, certainly in terms of if you're looking for an economic solution and you're just doing occasional domestic work, I wouldn't have any particular issue in fitting this engine onto this pre-existing thing and saving a bit of cash. But in terms of if you were working commercially, I think you would probably want to buy an OEM engine that has a bit of warranty behind it and will definitely do the number of hours that you want it to work. So I will be monitoring the contamination of the oil, and I will get back to you soon when I have worked it all out. Thanks for watching, and any questions about this, please put in the comment section below.